I'm Theresa Hoke with FHI 360, and FHI believes that family planning is critical. And for that reason, we're thrilled to be with Dr. Doreen Othero. Dr. Doreen is project director for the BUILD Project. BUILD is funded by USAID, and the complete name of the project is Building Capacity for Integrated Family Planning and Reproductive Health and Population, Environment, and Development Action. It's a project that is advocating for increased investments in family planning as one strategy for mitigating the climate change crisis. Today, Doreen's team is at COP26, and they have organized a session in WHO's Health Pavilion focused on integrated solutions for addressing the climate change crisis. One of those solutions is increased investment in family planning. So I'd like to hear from you, Doreen, about your experience there at COP26. How much are you hearing at the conference about the role of family planning in confronting climate change?
Yeah, thank you, Theresa. Generally, there has been no mention of family planning, except in two side events, one that was hosted by the International Planned Parenthood Federation, and the one that was hosted by the BUILD project that you have just introduced. So family planning is not yet a very popular term in the climate change space, and especially at this global conference. It is language that needs to be integrated. It is emerging that we cannot shy away from it. It has to be talked about. But most importantly, these discussions need to start at country level, because the countries are the ones that discuss and agree. They come up with position papers, and these papers are the ones that are negotiated or discussed at the climate change conference. Back to you, Theresa.
Thank you for those observations, Doreen. Yes, I watched the session. It was truly excellent. And one thing that came out was the role of women in combating the climate change crisis. I'm wondering, at COP26, are you hearing much about gender?
Yes, gender is now a very popular language in COP26. Gender is in all the country papers, position papers. It is featuring very, very strongly. It has been discussed in different negotiation platforms here at COP26. And I should say, yes, gender is at a high level of consideration.
That's encouraging to hear. I'm happy to hear that. One final question. In this morning's session, we learned about the importance of integrated solutions. And FHI 360 is so pleased to be a partner on AFIDEP's BUILD project. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the role of partnerships in addressing the climate change crisis.
Yeah, the climate change crisis actually requires partnerships, and it requires what I call horizontal approaches as opposed to vertical approaches. Horizontal in a sense that where we have partnerships, then the partners will come in with different comparative advantages. There are those that will bring on board the advantage of, say, family planning, reproductive health. Then there are partners that will come on board with a lot of expertise in climate change, others with expertise in environmental conservation. And when all these expertise then is blended, we end up with a product that then we call the integrated approaches. And that is the best framework for addressing climate change. And I'm saying this because climate change impacts affect populations. And when they affect populations, there is no one sector that can address all these challenges, because climate change affects health, climate change affects food security, it affects water safety, it affects the environment. And therefore, it requires integrated frameworks where all these sectors work together, where all this expertise is brought together to address these integrated challenges or interrelated challenges. Back to you, Theresa.
Thank you for sharing that. And in general, thanks for reporting from COP26. It's exciting that you're there. And we'd be delighted if you left some comments on your feelings about the role of family planning in addressing climate change.